Hello everybody, I am pre-recording tomorrow's class because we are getting a new modem installed, so that could make tomorrow's recording a little dicey, so I'm just going to be on the safe side and go ahead and pre-record it. All you'll need is a ball or something you can squeeze between those thighs, a set of weights, probably 2 or 3 pounds, and a mat, and let's go ahead and get started. So we'll push play in 5, 4, 3, 2, go ahead and push play. We're going to start off with that ball. Weights can just be off to that right corner here as we get started. Let's take those toes out nice and wide. Those arms can come nice and long with that ball right here. Just roll those shoulders. Big inhale, exhale. One more big inhale, let's exhale. Take those arms nice and high towards that sky and then lower it all down. One more time, big inhale. Exhale, take it nice and low. One more time, we'll take it tall and then bring that ball right into the chest. Let's take those taps. It's tap, in tap, tap, in tap. Finding that length in the legs here, really pointing through that toe. 4 more here, we'll take it to that seat kicks. In 4, 3, 2, last one here, let's kick that seat. It's kick, and kick, kick, and kick. You can squeeze on that ball a little bit as we drive that heel right in towards that seat. 4 more here, we'll hold it wide. In 4, 3, 2, last one here, let's hold it wide. Take those toes out nice and wide. Sink it nice and low into that wide second. Let's take those pulses down. It's pulse, and pulse, pulse, and pulse. We'll add those twists in 4, 3, 2, last one here, let's twist. Twist it, right, come center, twist it, left, come center. Right, come center, left, come center. Keeping that chest nice and tall. 4 more here, we'll take that hold. In 4, in 3, in 2, last one. Pull it right through center, pop it to those toes, send those arms high. Let's sink it nice and low. For 10, 9, 8, 1 inch lower here for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Go ahead and drop those heels for me. We're gonna get started with that core today. So let's take that ball, place it right in between those thighs. Start off with those feet directly underneath those hips. Big inhale up. Go ahead and forward fold. We're gonna walk it out into that plank. Bring those wrists directly underneath those shoulders. Hold that plank right here. For 10, 9, 8. Take that bear plank in 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Let's take that plank right here. Let's bend, extend, bend, extend, bend, extend, bend, extend. So coming into that nice tabletop back, pressing those legs nice and long, hovering through those shins, really finding that length as we push those heels nice and long. Way to work it. Let's hold it long. In 4, in 3, in 2, last one. Hold it long, take that squeeze. Let's squeeze it in, return, squeeze it in, return, squeeze it in, return, squeeze it in, return. Really flattening that ball in between those thighs, connecting with that core. 4 more seconds here, we'll hold that plank in 4, 3, 2, hold that plank, hold that squeeze right here. For 10, 9, 8, squeeze it tighter here for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, go ahead and drop down to those knees. We're going to spin those feet directly out in front of us, keeping that ball in between those thighs. As we take it into our seated position here. Sit up nice and tall, let's roll it down for 4, 3, 2, bring those shoulders all the way down, walk those heels in towards your seat. Take your hands back behind your head, elbows nice and wide, let's take that crunch. It's crunch and lower, exhale, crunch and lower, exhale, crunch and lower, exhale, crunch and lower. Starting to get into that 6-pack here, warming it up. Make sure we're keeping that gaze nice and high, elbows nice and wide, keeping those elbows out of that peripheral vision as we crunch it up and lower it down. Awesome job. 4 more here. We'll add that squeeze in 4, in 3, in 2, last one. Hold it low, let's add that squeeze. So it's crunch, squeeze, lower it, back down. Crunch and squeeze, lower it, back down. Crunch and squeeze, lower it, back down. Really give that ball a nice squeeze, or maybe it's a pillow. But we're squeezing those thighs nice and tightly together here at the top, getting into those lower transverse abdominals as we activate that squeeze. Awesome job, ladies. Let's hold it high right here. 4 more here. It's 4. Last 3 here. In 2, we find that squeeze. Last one here. Hold this last one high, just hold that squeeze. It's squeeze and squeeze, squeeze and squeeze. Keeping it nice and high, keeping that crunch going, but squeezing those thighs. We'll take those pulses up in 8, 7, find those pulses here in 4, 3, 2, hold it high, let's pulse it up. It's pulse, and pulse, pulse, and pulse. Really lighten up that core here as we pulse it up, keeping those elbows nice and wide. Find that nice sharp breath out every time you pulse it up. Almost to that mini hold here in 4, 3, 2, last one here, we hold it high for 8, 7, 6, keep it here for 4, 3, 2, go ahead and lower those shoulders down. We're gonna take those legs right up into tabletop position. So we want those knees stacked directly in line with those hips, pointing out through those toes. Take that exhale crunch right here. Exhale, crunch and lower, exhale, crunch and lower, exhale, crunch and lower, exhale, crunch and lower. So just taking it right through the center, keeping that ball nice and squeezed in between those thighs, maintaining that nice tabletop position as we crunch and lower, crunch and lower. We're gonna take this right into those cross crunches. So hold it low. Let's find that cross crunch in 4. In 3, we hold it low. Last 2 here. Last one here. Hold this last one low. Let's cross it right. We cross it right and lower. 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 If you need to, you can go ahead and take that right arm long off to the side here if that allows you to get that crunch up a little higher. But just make sure we're not necessarily just folding that shoulder here. We're gonna keep the elbow nice and wide. Let that core do all the work. Let those obliques really fire as you take it towards that right side. Way to push it. 4 more here. We'll take those pulses up, hold it high. In 4. In 3, we pulse. In 2, we hold it high. Last one here. Hold it high, take those arms long, pulse it up. It's pulse. In pulse, pulse, in pulse. Like you're reaching those arms nice and long, riding that pulse up here, flaming out that core, really contracting through those obliques as we reach those arms nice and long. Almost to that mini hold. Keep on pushing. Let's hold it long in 4, 3, 2, last one here, mini hold right here. Keep on reaching for 8, 7, 6, keep that reach for 4, 3, 2, go ahead and lower it down. Hands swim back behind the head. Let's take it back to the top here. It's exhale, crunch and lower, exhale, crunch and lower, exhale, crunch and lower, exhale, crunch and lower. 4 more here, we'll take that cross crunch left in 4, in 3, last 2, last 1, hold it low, find that cross crunch. We cross and lower, cross and lower, cross and lower. Again, you can take that arm nice and long if that feels better to you. 4 more here, we'll hold it high and pulse in 4, in 3, in 2, last 1, hold it high, reach those arms long. It's pulse, in pulse, pulse, and pulse. Making sure we're keeping those legs nice and active in that tabletop as we find that pulse. It's pulse, in pulse, pulse, and pulse. Breathe through that burn. 4 more here, we'll take that mini hold in 4, 3, 2, take that mini hold right here for 8, 7, 6, keep it long right here for 4, 3, 2, go ahead and lower those shoulders down. Let's come all the way long. Take those arms right into our field goal position. We're gonna take that reach and squeeze right here. It's reach and squeeze and lower, reach and squeeze and lower, reach and squeeze and lower, reach and squeeze and lower. So those arms are coming nice and long, and we're actively squeezing this ball, yes, once again, in between those thighs to really activate that core a little deeper here. Keep that reach and squeeze going. 4 more here, we'll hold it high in 4. In 3, we hold it high. Last 2 here. Last one, hold it high. Let's take those legs to 45. Keep that squeeze, reach those arms long for 10, 9, 8, keep that reach right here for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, go ahead and draw it in. We're gonna rock it up and finish it up with that C curve. So go ahead and rock it up into your seated position. Bring those feet right in front of that seat. Option here, if you feel like you need a little bit more back support, you can take that ball and place behind the back. However, you'll probably get a little deeper into that core if you keep it in between those thighs. Option's yours. Also an option, if you want to advance the move a little bit more, go ahead and grab those weights. as we take our C curve. Bring those weights right into the chest. Elbows nice and wide, big inhale. Exhale, scoop and hollow out that belly. One more big inhale. Exhale, scoop and hollow. One more big inhale. Exhale, scoop and hollow. Let's hold it here. Let's take that exhale, tuck right here. It's exhale, tuck and squeeze. Exhale, tuck and squeeze. Exhale, tuck and squeeze. Exhale, tuck and squeeze. So really scooping out those lower abdominals here. Feeling that nice little tuck as we squeeze through that seat. And yes, we're squeezing that ball once more to activate those legs and those abdominals. 4 more here. We'll hold it through the center in 4, in 3, last 2, last 1. Hold it here. Take those arms long. Let's take that elbow draw. We draw it right. Come center, draw it left, come center. Draw it right, come center, draw it left, come center. If you don't really feel like there's a whole lot going on here, then you might not be scooping out that belly enough. So maybe really focus on hollowing out that core as we draw that elbow back, taking it right back through center, reaching those arms nice and long. 4 more here. We'll hold it through the center. Last 3 here. Last 2. Last 1 here. Hold this last one long. Arms stay long. Take that squeeze. Squeeze it in. Return. Squeeze it in. Return. Squeeze it in. Return. Squeeze it in. Return. Again, focusing on really scooping and hollowing and creating that C position with those lower abdominals. 4 more here. We'll take that hold in 4, in 3, in 2, last 1. Hold that squeeze. Take those hands to the corners. Hollow out. Hold it here for 10, 9, 8. Keep that reach right here for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Go ahead and crisscross those ankles. Rock it up. Set those weights down just to the side for now. Keep that ball with you. Might want to take a quick little stretch forward. We're going to take this right into that seat work, right into that glute bridge series. So we're going to take that ball, place it back in between those thighs. Walk those heels in towards the seat. Let's roll it down for 4, 3, 2. Let that back come all the way flat. Arms come to 90 degrees. 2 count glute bridges right here. It's up for 2. Hover down for 2. Up for 2. Hover down for 2. So starting to warm up those glutes here. Taking it nice and low. Squeezing through that seat as we take that seat nice and high. Starting to really push through those heels. And think about getting those hips, creating that nice little angle through those hips as we push through those heels. Nice job, ladies. 4 more here. We'll take those singles. So meet me low in 4. 3 more here. In 2, we single. Last one here. Hold this last one low. Let's single. It's lift and lower, lift and lower, lift and lower, lift and lower. And yes, we're still squeezing in on that ball. 4 more here. We'll hold it high in 4. Last 3. Last 2. Last 1. Hold it high right here. Let's take that squeeze. Squeeze it in. Return. Squeeze it in. Return. Squeeze it in. Return. Squeeze it in. Return. Getting our squeeze on once more. I know, lots of squeezing going on today to really smoke out those thighs. 4 more here. We're going to hold it nice and high. Take it right to that tuck. So keep it high right here. In 4, in 3, in 2, last 1. Hold it high. Let's take that tuck. It's tuck it up, return, tuck it up, return, tuck it up, return, tuck it up, return. So taking that little extra effort to squeeze those booty cheeks together, taking those hips even higher, pushing through those heels. Yeah, tuck it out for me. We're going to take it right into that combo. So we're going to take that squeeze with that tuck, so hold it high. In 4, in 3, in 2, last 1. Hold it high. Let's take that combo. It's squeeze, return, tuck it up, return, squeeze, return, tuck it up, return, squeeze, return, tuck it up, return. 4 more here. We'll take those singles in 4. Last 3 here. Last 2. Last 1. Hold this last one high. Let's find that single. It's lower and lift, lower and lift, lower and lift, lower and lift. 4 more here. We'll hold it high and take that squeeze in. Final hold right here in 4. In 3, we hold it high. Last 2 here. Hold this last one high, squeeze in tight. Hold it here for 10, 9, 8. Keep that squeeze right here for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Lower down that booty. Smoking out those back glutes to start it. Now we're going to get into those side glutes. We're going to crisscross those ankles. Take it right into our hydrant position here. So I'm going to come this way into that tabletop position. We're going to keep that ball right in that right hand. Take that left forearm down, come into our forearm box position. Making sure we got those toes nice and tucked. We're going to take that right heel right into that seat. 2 count hydrants here. It's up for 2, lower for 2, up for 2, lower for 2. Knee is coming right up in line with that hip. Feeling a slight little stacking action here as we take that knee up. In that forearm box, I don't know what I'm saying. Forearm box, we kind of want to get that knee right up in line with that hip as much as possible. Way to work it. 4 more here. We'll take those singles. So hold it low in 4. Last 3 here. In 2, we hold it low. Last one here. Hold this last one low. Let's take that single. It's lift and lower, lift and lower, lift and lower, lift and lower. Start to really activate the glute medius on that right side. Should feel like a nice little contraction between that hip bone and the top of that pelvic bone. Finding that nice lift up. 4 more here. We'll hold it high and take that pulse in 4, in 3, in 2. Last one. Hold this last one high. Let's pulse. It's pulse and pulse, pulse and pulse. Trying to stay pushed up with that ball underneath that right hand. Push up through that forearm. Really smoke out that hip here. 4 more here. We'll take that knee draw in 4, 3, 2. Last one here. Let's hold it high and draw that knee right here. We draw it in, extend, draw it in, extend, draw it in, extend, draw it in, extend. When we extend, you want to find lots of length through that right leg. Push back through that heel. 4 more here. We'll hold it long in 4. Last 3. Last 2. Last 1. Hold this last one long. Point that toe. Little lifts right here. It's lift and lift, lift and lift. Smoking and blazing out that hip here. Really go for that length through that toe. Find that little lift, little lift, little lift. We'll take those circles right into that hold. Almost finished on that right side. It's 4, 3, 2. Last one here. Hold it high. Let's circle forward here for 8, 7, 6. Let's reverse it here in 4, 3, 2. Let's reverse it for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Hold it high. Let's find that hold. Take that toe even higher. Reach that arm. Hold it here for 10, 9, 8. Take it higher here for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Go ahead and lower it carefully down. Shake those hips out a little bit for me. I'm going to spin it to this side as we take that ball into that left hand. Come back into that tabletop. Right forearm is going to come down. Left hand is going to have that ball right underneath it to challenge that stability a little bit more. Take that left heel right into that seat. 2 count hydrant right here. So it's up for 2, lower for 2, up for 2, lower for 2. Yes, getting into that left side now. We already know where we're going with this. Starting off with that 2 count hydrant. We're going to hold it low, take it right into that single. So meet me low right here. In 4. In 3, we hold it low. In 2, we find that single. Last one here. Hold this last one low. Let's find that single. It's lift and lower, lift and lower, lift and lower, lift and lower. Making sure we're maintaining that nice forearm box as we find that lift and lower. Again, not about the height of that knee. It's all about the feeling here. Really wanting to feel that contraction through that hip. 4 more here. We'll find that pulse up. In 4. In 3. In 2, we hold it high. Last one here. Hold it high. Let's pulse it up. It's pulse. In pulse, pulse, and pulse. Keeping that lift. Burning out that seat. 4 more here. It's 4, 3, 2, draw that knee in, last one. Let's draw that knee. We draw it in, extend, draw it in, extend, draw it in, extend, draw it in, extend. Drawing that knee all the way up towards that elbow, getting that leg, pushing that leg nice and long. Flex through that heel for me as we take that foot long. 4 more here, we'll take it to those lifts. So meet me long in 4, in 3, last 2, last 1. Hold this last one long, point that toe, it's little lift, little lift, little lift, little lift. If you don't feel like you're getting much activation here, just make sure we're stacking those hips open just a little bit more, and that should help you get a deeper contraction through that glute medius. 4 more here, we'll take those circles in 4, 3, 2, last one here, let's hold it high, circle forward here for 8, 7, 6, we'll reverse it here in 4, 3, 2, last one here, reverse it here for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, hold it high, let's take that hold, reach that arm, take that toe higher for 10, 9, 8, keep that reach right here for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, go ahead and lower it down, stretch those hips out a little bit, give me a little wiggle, and we're going to take this right into the upper body. We're going to start upper body in our tabletop position. So if you feel like you need to roll out those wrists, go ahead and do it. We're going to start it off with a nice little push-up series. Nice, I know, right? So take that ball, place it in between the thighs, and we're going to start our push-ups on our knees. So we want that body to be nice and long. If you want to, you can crisscross through those ankles. Take those wrists just outside those shoulders. 2 count push-ups here. It's lower for 2, push it up for 2. Lower for 2, push it up for 2. So because we're starting on those knees, I really want you to focus on that form. Elbows right at 45 degrees, wrists just outside those shoulders. Really push those arms long. 2 more here, we'll find those singles. So meet me high. Last 2 here. Last one here. Hold this last one high, find that single. It's lower and push, lower and push, lower and push, lower and push. Using that breath as we push through that mat. 4 more here, we'll hold it high in 4, in 3, in 2, last one. Hold it high, take that tiny bend and press. It's tiny bend and press, tiny bend and press, tiny bend and press, tiny bend and press. Really focusing on that press. Breathe it out nice and strong every time we push up. 4 more here, we'll hold it high in 4, last 3, last 2, last 1. Hold it high. We're going to take this right into our eccentric push-up. So take those toes all the way long. Take it into that push-up position to start. We'll take that body down to that mat for 4, 3, 2. Send the seat to those heels. Push it back to plank. It's 4, 3, 2. Seat to heels, push to plank. 4, 3, 2. Seat to heels, push to plank right here. 2 more here. We'll hold it in that push-up. Last one here. Push it back one more time. Pop it back to that push-up. Take it down to that hover hold. Let's feel that shake for 10, 9, 8. Can you take it lower here for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Go ahead and drop those knees. Take a nice little chest stretch. Send that seat back. Big inhale through that nose. Take yourself up slowly. We're going to keep that ball between those thighs. Go ahead and bend those knees. Grab those weights as we finish off that upper body. We are going to take those feet directly underneath those hips. Take one weight into each hand. And take those palms to face them in towards the thighs as we get started. Hammer curls right here. It's curl and lengthen, curl and lengthen, curl and lengthen, curl and lengthen. Starting off getting into our biceps here today. Really draw those weights all the way up to those shoulders. Kick it down into those nice long tricep extensions here. Making sure we get a contraction through that tricep as well. Not just those biceps working here. Keep it nice and long. 4 more here, we'll hold it long in 4. In 3. In 2, we find that cross curl. Last one here. Hold it low, let's cross. It's cross and lower, cross and lower, cross and lower, cross, and lower. So we're taking that weight right towards the opposite shoulder. And again, finding that length through the tricep as we find that nice elongation through those arms. 4 more here, we'll hold it long. In 4, in 3, in 2, last one. Hold this last one low, flip those palms up, 2 count wide bicep curls here. It's up for 2, lower for 2, up for 2, lower for 2, up for 2, lower for 2. I'm kneeling, but you're not. We're keeping that nice rainbow going with those weights, coming right up to those shoulders, nice and slow, taking it down nice and controlled. 4 more here. We'll hold it high in 4. Last 3 here. Last 2, hold it high. Last one here. Hold this last one high. Bring those weights right to the side here. Elbows coming towards that waist. Let's find that reach and pull. It's reach and pull, reach and pull. Those palms are still facing up. We find that reach and pull. We reach and pull it in. Reach and pull it in. Really driving those elbows right behind that waistline. Not locking out those elbows as we reach. Pull it in. Reach. Pull it in. Keeping that core nice and tight for me. 4 more here. We'll hold it in. In 4. In 3. In 2. Last one. Hold it in. Take that squeeze. It's squeeze and squeeze. Squeeze and squeeze. 8 more here. It's 8. 7. 6. We hold it in. In 4. 3. 2. Hold it in. Then we take it back nice and wide. Pulse and pulse. Pulse and pulse. Again, keeping those elbows nice and soft as we find that pulse. It's pulse and pulse. Pulse and pulse. Really smoking out the tops of those shoulders. 4 more here. We'll take it to that chest fly. In 4. 3. 2. Last one here. We hold it high. We close for 2. Open for 2. Close for 2. Open for 2. So we're maintaining that palm up position while we find that chest fly. That is going to keep firing up those shoulders. So breathe through that burn. Just a few more moves here. That upper body will be finished off. 4 more here. It's 4. Last 3 here. We'll hold it front. Last 2 here. Last one. Hold this last one front. Palms come in. Take that front raise. We lower and raise. Lower and raise. Lower and raise. Lower and raise. Yeah, it's making sure we take it nice down, slow and controlled here, keeping that core tight the whole time so we don't have any sway action going on. We're almost done with those shoulders, coming into that row right here, and then we're going to finish it off with those triceps. 4 more here. It's 4. In 3, we hold it high. Last 2 here. Last one here. Hold it high. Let's narrow row. Let's row it back. Return. Row it back. Return. Row it back. Return. Row it back. Return. Making sure that those wrists come all the way to those armpits. So we row those elbows back. 4 more here. We'll hold it in. In 4. In 3. In 2. Last one. Hold this last one in. Let's take that hinge right into those 2 count tricep kickbacks. We kick it back for 2. Curl it in for 2. Kick it back for 2. Curl it in for 2. Making sure we have those nice soft knees, have that nice hinge position as we kick those triceps nice and long. Again, working those biceps as we draw those weights right to those shoulders. Way to work it, ladies. 4 more here. We'll hold it high. In 4. Last 3 here. Last 2 here. Last one here. Let's hold this last one high. Find that lift. It's lift and lift, lift and lift. I want to challenge you to keep those weights above your seat line that whole time. Breathe through that tricep burn. Only a couple more moves and we're done with that upper body. 4 more here. It's 4, 3, 2. Last one here. Hold it high. Tiny bend and press. It's tiny bend in press. Tiny bend in press. Tiny bend in press. Tiny bend in press. 4 more here. We'll hold it long and take those circles In 4. In 3, we hold it long. Last 2 here. Last 1. Hold it high, tiny circles. It's in and around, in and around, in and around, in and around. Keeping those palms facing back here as we circle it out. 4 more here, we'll reverse it. In 4. Last 3. Last 2. Last 1. Hold it here, let's reverse it. It's out and around, out and around, out and around, out and around. 4 more here, we'll find that hold. In 4. Last 3. Last 2. Last 1 here. Hold this last one high, let's take that hold. Take that releve, sink it nice and low. Keep that reach for 10, 9, 8. Keep that lift strong for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Go ahead and drop those heels for me. Roll those shoulders out. Weights can come down as we get into those thighs. So go ahead and set those weights off to the side, and we're going to get right into that pencil. So we're going to keep that ball with us as we start that pencil. Make sure I'm in the picture here. So take that ball right in between those thighs. Take yourself forearms distance from that bar. Feet are about 2 inches apart, but we are squeezing in on that ball this whole pencil series. Go ahead and take it into that nice high releve. Bend the knees, squeeze the seat, slide down that imaginary wall. Let's take that up an inch, down an inch, up an inch, back down, up an inch, down an inch, up an inch, back down. So keeping that 1 inch movement along the way here as we warm up through those thighs. Think about keeping that ball squeezed that whole time and keeping that nice, strong, tall posture that whole time. So that crown of the head right over those shoulders, shoulders right over those hips as we take it up an inch, down an inch, up an inch, back down. Yes, way to work it. 4 more here. We'll hold it low and take those pulses down. In 4. Last 3. Last 2. Last 1. Hold this last one low, let's pulse. It's pulse, and pulse, pulse, and pulse. Tiny little pulses down. I want you to really focus on finding a severe shake by the end of this first 5 series. That's your goal. So let's go for it. And let this ball be your tool to do so. So make sure if you're not feeling enough shake, just engage that ball a little bit more, and it'll get you more into that shake zone. Way to work it. 4 more here. We'll hold it low and take that tuck. In 4. In 3. In 2. Last 1. Hold it low. Let's find that tuck. We tuck it up. Return. Tuck it up. Return. Tuck it up. Return. Tuck it up. Return. So really squeezing through that seat to create that tuck. You should even gonna find a little lift through that pelvic floor as we take that tuck. Find that little tilt through that pelvis. And yes, you're gonna find a little squeeze needed on that ball once more. 4 more here. We'll hold it low. In 4. In 3, we hold it neutral. Last 2 here. Last 1 here. Hold this last one neutral. Take that right heel all the way up towards that seat. We take that squeeze in here. We squeeze it in. Return. Squeeze it in. Return. Squeeze it in. Return. Squeeze it in. Return. So you're keeping that right heel nice and lifted that whole time. Squeezing in on that ball. Yes. One-legged squeeze. Yes, that ups the burn factor, doesn't it? Breathe through that burn. 4 more here. We'll take that heel down, take that hover, pop. In 4. In 3. In 2. Last 1. Let's take that toe down on that last one. Let's take that hover pop. It's hover and pop, hover and pop, hover and pop, hover and pop. Really focusing on that posture. I want to see your heels so up high, 4-inch high heels. I want you to think of as we pop it up nice and high. Take it down to a tiny little hover. Don't let those heels touch that mat. That's your goal. 4 more here, and we'll hold it high. In 4. In 3, we hold it high. Last 2 here. Last 1. Hold it high. Let's take that left heel up. Let's take those squeeze ins here. We squeeze it in. Return. Squeeze it in. Return. Squeeze it in. Return. Squeeze it in. Return. Squeezing those thighs once more. Trying to keep that left heel right up towards that seat that whole time. It's 8, 7, 6. We take that toe down. In 4, 3, 2. Take that toe down here. It's hover and pop, hover, and pop, hover, and pop, hover, and pop. Taking those heels down nice and low once more, popping it back up nice and high. I want you to think about that head not moving at all. The head is still, it's just those legs moving. Your calves are getting fired up, your quads are getting fired up as we hover and pop, hover and pop. 4 more here, we'll hold those high heels high. So meet me high in 4. In 3, we find that pulse. Last 2 here. Last 1. Hold it here, hands to hips, take those pulses down. It's pulse and pulse, pulse and pulse. And yes, like we talked about before, let's get into that shake zone. So if you're not there, try to squeeze in on that ball while we take those pulses down to really get into those thighs. Breathe through it, ladies. We're almost to that hold. So meet me low in 4, 3, 2. Hold this last one low. Arms go high. Sink it lower. Take that squeeze for 10, 9, 8. Squeeze it harder here for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Go ahead and drop those heels for me. Take that ball out of those legs. We're going to take this right into our lunge series. For some reason, my music stopped, so bear with me. I'm just going to hit play once more. There we go. That's better. All right, so let's go ahead and get into our lunge series. Take that ball in between those hands, right into the chest, elbows nice and wide. Feet are underneath those hips. We're going to step that right leg nice and long, touching those toes down. Let's take that lunge and stand. We lunge and stand, lunge and stand, lunge and stand, lunge and stand. Making sure we got those legs right in 90 degrees. As we take it down nice and low, we're hovering that back shin. Coming up nice and tall, making sure that those shoulders are staying lifted. Elbows are nice and wide as we lunge it down. And yes, those thighs are already burning, so we're gonna breathe through it. 4 more here, we'll hold it low. In 4, in 3, in 2, we hold it low. Last one here, hold it low, let's pulse it down. It's pulse, and pulse, pulse, and pulse. Pulsing it down. If you want to also pulse in on that ball to get that chest into it, by all means do so. Hold it low right here. In 4, 3, 2, last one here, let's hold it low. We tuck, return, tuck, return, tuck, return, tuck, return. You are not going to see a whole lot, but I want you to think about squeezing that right booty cheek a little tighter. It's going to get into that hip flexor a little bit. And yes, it is going to blaze out those quads. So breathe through it, almost there. 4 more here, we'll hold it low. In 4, in 3, we hold it low. Last 2 here, hold it low. ISO hold right here, take that squeeze in. Squeeze it in, squeeze it in, squeeze it in, squeeze it in. So we're holding it nice and low in that hover position. Just squeezing on that ball here. Gearing up for that final hold. In 4, 3, 2, hold it low right here. Pop that front toe. Arms go nice and high. Sink it low for 10, 9, 8, 1-inch lower here for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Go ahead and step it up. Pedal out those heels. We're going to take it into the opposite leg. So ball comes back into the chest, elbows nice and wide. This time that left leg is going to step back nice and long. And we take it into lunge and stand right here. It's lunge and stand, lunge and stand, lunge and stand, lunge and stand. Sinking it nice and low. We are wanting to warm up that quad as we gear up for those pulses, those tucks coming our way. Keep that breath going. Keep those shoulders nice and high. Take it low into that hover. Squeeze it up to that stand. 4 more here. We'll hold it low. So meet me low. In 4. In 3, we pulse. Last 2 here. Last one here. Hold this last one low. Pulse it down. It's pulse and pulse, pulse and pulse. Maintaining that hover position with that leg. Taking it nice and low. Find that pulse. Pulse, pulse, and pulse. 4 more here, we take that tuck. So meet me low right here. In 4, 3, 2. Last one here, we hold it low and tuck. We tuck it up, return, tuck it up, return. Tuck it up, return, tuck it up, return. You are going to have to squeeze that left booty cheek to really activate that tuck here. So really give it a nice little squeeze. Think about tucking that hip under just slightly. 4 more here. We take that ISO hold. In 4. In 3, we hold it low. Last two here. Last one. Hold it low. ISO hold, sink it low. Squeeze that ball. It's squeeze and squeeze, squeeze and squeeze. That left leg should be fried out by now. Almost to that hold. In 4, 3, 2, last one here. Keep it low. Pop that front toe. Arms go high. We take it here for 10, 9, 8. Hold it here for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Step it up nice and slow. Again, pedal out those heels if you need to. We're going to finish off those thighs with our wide second. So go ahead and take those toes out nice and wide for me as we keep our ball with us. Bring that ball right into the chest again, elbows nice and wide. Take it down, slide it down. Make sure we have a nice little tuck through that pubic bone here as we take that up an inch and down. It's up an inch, down an inch, up an inch, down, up an inch, down an inch, up an inch, and down. Toes are out nice and wide. Knees are tracking in that same direction in those nice 90-degree bends. Keeping that chest nice and lifted that whole time. Awesome work, ladies. 4 more here. We'll hold it low and wrap. In 4, in 3, in 2, we hold it low. Last one here. Hold it low. Let's take that wrap. Wrap it back, return, wrap it back, return, wrap it back, return, wrap it back, return. Firing up those inner thighs. We never want this to come from the knees, so really make sure you're using those inner adductors to draw those knees back in space. So we wrap it back, return, wrap it back, return, wrap it back, return. 4 more here. We'll take those pulses. In 4, in 3, in 2, we find those pulses. Last one here. Hold it wide. Let's pulse it down. It's pulse and pulse, pulse and pulse. Coming to our ISO hold. Breathe through that burn. We pulse it here for 8, 7, 6. We find that hold. 4, 3, 2. Last one here. We hold it nice and low. ISO hold. Let's squeeze it. Squeeze it in. Return. Squeeze it in. Return. Squeeze it in. Return. Squeeze it in. Return. Are those legs enough on fire? If not, sink it down even lower. 4 more here. We'll hold it low. In 4, in 3, in 2. Last one. Hold it here. Take that right toe, stack it right underneath that knee. Let's pulse it down. It's pulse, 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 and pulse. Frying out that quad once more. Keep that pulse nice and low for me. Keep that chest nice and lifted. Breathe through it. 4 more here. We'll hold it low. In 4, 3, 2. Last one here. Drop that heel. Let's take it left. So pop that left toe. Let's take those pulses down. It's pulse, and pulse, pulse, and pulse. The end is almost near, my friends. So breathe through that burn. We're going to take a heel pop right into the pulses to finish. So take that heel pop here. In 4, 3, 2. Let's take that heel pop. We drop and lift, drop and lift, drop and lift, drop and lift. Dropping that heel nice and low, but then really coming through the front of the ball mound of the foot here to get that heel up nice and high here. Awesome work. 4 more here. We'll take those pulses. So meet me low. In 4, in 3, we pulse. Last 2 here. Last one. Hold it low. Let's pulse it down. It's pulse and pulse, pulse and pulse. Almost to that hold. In 8, 7, 6. We'll hold it low. In 4, 3, 2. Last one here. Pop those toes. Reach those arms. Take that hold for 10, 9, 8. 1 inch lower for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Drop those heels. Heel toe those feet directly underneath the hips. We can take our ball, set it on top of our weights, and let's finish off with that lovely burnout. Today we're going to smoke out those triceps a little bit more. So you can come into a kneel, and we're going to swing it around into seated. Take those hands right behind the booty. Point those fingers right at your seat. Walk those heels in towards your seat. Then we're going to push ourselves up, coming into a nice little tricep crab position here. So to start, we're going to lower that seat down, and then we're going to lift, find a kick, drop it back down low. So find that bend, exhale, lift and kick, take it right back down. Exhale, find that kick, lower it down. Exhale, find that kick, then lower down. Exhale, lift and kick, then lower down. 4 more here. We'll hold it through the center in 4. Last 3 here. Last 2. Last 1 here. Hold this last one through the center. Go ahead and scoot that seat a little more towards your triceps. Let's take those dips right here. It's lower and lift, lower and lift, lower and lift, lower and lift. Really feeling those triceps burn out as we push ourselves up nice and high. 4 more here. We'll hold it high in 4, in 3. Last 2. Last 1. Hold it high, tiny bend right here.